Hello? Hello? Anybody home?
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
I am McLovin.
This is Three is Company.
We're good streaking! Yeah!
Welcome into Three is Company. I am Q-Tip. Of course, we have Kylie Osborne and Preston Poole alongside with me. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Q-Tip47, at Preston Poole 405, and at Kylie Osborne. And if you're watching us, they're just right there. You can read our Twitter handles. We are on YouTube, the Sports Animal YouTube page. You can watch the Twitter live as well, Facebook Live. We're everywhere. I mean, anywhere you want to see our pretty faces, just go to the Sports Animals social media account, and we will be there. But it is our Christmas episode, so Merry Christmas from us to your family. I hope you all are having a great Christmas. I've already started, and I got to tell you guys, you know, we're recording on Christmas Eve. It's going to come out tomorrow on Christmas Day, and I'm completely thrown off because I was off on Friday as well. I don't know what day is actually, Christmas, what day is actually Christmas Eve. I've been completely off for 2 days now, and I'm just glad that we showed up all here on the same time.
Yeah, it's not early in the morning, but early in Christmas Eve day. But yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Recorded this early either. It feels weird.
Yeah, it's definitely new. I'll tell you what, whenever you go from usually doing like evening things to having to wake up and record, it's definitely new. It's definitely new. But yeah, like Kylie, like Preston said, Merry Christmas. We hope you all have a great day. Drive around, listen to us, or throw us up on the TV while instead of watch the Christmas Story and then throw us up on the TV and watch the podcast as well.
Don't watch the Christmas Story. Watch like Home Alone or something like
you
that.
Suck. You suck. The Christmas Story is a tradition, Preston. There's a reason TBS puts it on every single year.
No, yeah, my family watches it and I don't. So I'm not a fan of that movie.
Grinch. I mean, that's why your hat says naughty. Okay.
Yeah,
that's why your hat says naughty.
Watch like Christmas Vacation. That one's
yes,
good.
that is the best.
I think we can all agree on that one, right?
I watched that one just the other day, actually. But I mean, it's not the best. It's not the best.
There's
like Elf and Santa Claus and
I saw a guy at the Thunder game. I think it was either last night or the game before, but he was dressed as Cousin Eddie. He was sitting right behind the basket.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Nice. Well, speaking of things that you're going to have on your TV this week, let's talk about this Oklahoma-Arizona bowl game, the Valero Alamo Bowl. Oklahoma obviously going to be without their starting quarterback and Dylan Gabriel. Jackson Arnold gets to come in. We'll get to see what the young freshman can do in this bowl game. There's this offensive line. I know guys have transferred out. Some guys have already opted out to go to the NFL draft. I haven't seen anything about I'm assuming that since Danny Stutzman and Billy Bowman have come back, they're going to be playing in the bowl game.
Yeah, I believe that they will be playing in the bowl game. So it'll be interesting to see what the offensive line looks like, right? With everyone leaving there. Davis Bevel late last night, just announced that he's entering the transfer portal. So will he be there as the backup quarterback? But obviously the biggest story, like you mentioned, Q-Tip, is Jackson Arnold taking over the reins at quarterback for the University of Oklahoma.
Yeah, and I mean, even if Davis Bevel's not there, you have Booty. You have General Booty that can back up Jackson Arnold in the bowl game. So you don't got to be worried about them running out a running back or anything at the quarterback position if Jackson Arnold does get hurt. And like you said, I mean, it will be interesting. That's the biggest takeaway from this game. It has to be, right, is how good does Jackson Arnold look? But I think back to last year's bowl game, and I understand Brent's done a lot of different things this year, and maybe it's not going to be the same from year 2 to 3. But you look back at last year's bowl game against Florida State, and Javonte Barnes and Gavin Sawchuk ran like their hair was on fire. And it was like, wow, this running back room is going to be set up for the foreseeable future with both these guys. I believe what was a redshirt freshman? Was a true freshman? Or were they both true freshmen?
They were both true freshmen.
They were both true freshmen.
Well, and I guess Sawchuk technically was redshirting last year because I think that was the only game that he played. So he redshirted. But yeah, they were both true freshmen in that game.
Yeah, so both true freshmen. You're like, this backfield, like the backfield you didn't have to be worried about next year. And then it turned out the backfield was the weakest point of this Oklahoma team this past year. So it's going to be interesting to see, just how, like, who looks good in this bowl game and if Brent's going to let that momentum carry on into next year.
And this is the first game, correct me if I'm wrong, if that Levy's not calling, right?
Yeah, it'll be Luttrell will be calling the plays for the Sooners. So that also will be interesting to see what the offense looks like. I know it's kind of a similar type offense, but Luttrell is more of like a traditional air raid guy. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. But and it'd be interesting to see if Tawi Walker plays as well, since he's in the portal. I know they dropped a depth chart. I believe it was on Friday or Saturday, one of those two, and he was on there. So as well as Davis Bevel. So, but they dropped that before he entered the portal. So I think those guys will probably be there, because I think Tawi was practicing with the team before the bowl game. So. It'll be interesting to see what those guys look. I'm just very interested in this offense without all the offensive linemen. The wide receivers are still going to be good there. Drake Stoops will be playing his final game for Oklahoma. So a lot of stories here. And let's not, put aside this Arizona team, who is a pretty good football team.
Yeah. I mean,
they're favored to win right now.
By 2.5. And I think that has a large part to do with the quarterback. Oklahoma's quarterback not being
and the offensive line. That's a very, very big unknown for OU.
I mean, if Dylan Gabriel was playing in this game, Oklahoma would probably be favored by a touchdown, because it's Arizona minus 2.5. So it'll be interesting just to see what Jackson Arnold looks like. Yeah. Just to see if these running backs can actually get back into momentum. I know Sawchuk got into a groove right there at the end of the year. We've kind of speculated that maybe Javonte Barnes has been hurt all year, so maybe see if he's healthy and he can actually play in this bowl game. I know you mentioned Tawi Walker, but let's just face it, I don't think Tawi Walker is the future of this Oklahoma backfield.
Oh no,
so, yeah. So I mean, and I understand they have Taylor Tatum, is that his name, or
number one running back in the country coming in next year? So
exactly. So there's going to be a lot of changes that happen for this offense and with this team, but. It starts at the quarterback position, and we'll see if this 5-star quarterback is, and I get it's just one game, but you want to see flashes. You don't want to see Landry Jones out there. That's for sure.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. That's one of the best quarterbacks in Oklahoma history is Landry Jones.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you play for 14 years.
I'd love to see Landry Jones out there.
Yeah, we will not slander the GOAT here on this podcast.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. What bowl game? What was the Landry Jones' best bowl game?
The Fiesta Bowl. Come on, they won the Fiesta Bowl.
They won the Fiesta Bowl was that when the Fiesta Bowl was a New Year's Six bowl or was not a New Year's Six bowl?
I think that was back in BCS, so it was one of the BCS bowl games.
Yeah. I wonder how many times did Landry Jones beat Texas? It doesn't feel like he ever beat Texas.
Actually, I don't know if he ever lost to Texas.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Well, he lost to Texas the first year. Whenever.
Oh yeah, but he didn't start that game. Honestly,
he still lost.
He beat the crap out of Texas, is what he did in his time. I think one game was like 63-20 it was the score, and all the Texas fans left after the first quarter. So let's not disrespect the GOAT around here. All right.
I would be very disappointed if Landry Jones showed up. All right, let's preview some Christmas Day action, unless there was anything else from this.
There is a lot of Christmas Day actions. We got NBA and NFL on, but let's start off with the NBA. See what the NBA has in store.
Let's go with the NBA. The Bucks Knicks going to start us off on Christmas Day at 11 a.m. In New York, in Madison Square Garden. Of course, the Knicks do not have a superstar, according to Becky Hammon. And Jalen Brunson's just a scrub guy that doesn't deserve any playing time.
He's not a superstar, is he though? I mean,
Jalen Brunson?
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Brunson's pretty close. If you had, Zach LaVine next to Jalen Brunson or something like that, I think a lot of people would be thinking the Knicks are title contenders. I think Jalen Brunson's good. I think he's very good. I mean, dude's averaging almost 26 points a game.
Yeah, I think he's on the verge of superstar. I don't think he's currently at superstar, right? I mean, because this is his first year with the Knicks. He was with Dallas last year.
He was in Dallas last year, wasn't he?
Was he? Okay, so maybe last year.
Second year with the Knicks.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget. These guys move all over the place. But still, my point. I don't think he's a superstar just yet. Now, if he continues and the Knicks make a run in the playoffs, then I think we can put superstar on him. Because it's not like a guy like Shea that goes out and gets, 30 to 35 a game, and his team is one of the best teams in the Western Conference, which I personally I think the West is a lot better than the Eastern Conference. I know that the East is a lot more top heavy, but I think there's more competition in the Western Conference.
Well, it'll be the same. We'll have the same conversation about Shea if Shea can't get the Thunder deep into the playoffs either, right?
Yeah.
So, a lot of the the superstardom conversation happens in the playoffs, but they play the Bucks. They're the Bucks 22-7. I think are they first in the East? I believe no, they're second in the East, just half a game out of Boston, who also will be in action on Christmas Day. We'll talk about them in a second. I think the Bucks win this game. I think it's gonna be pretty easy. I mean, there's nobody in New York that can stop Giannis, and that's the issue. That's what it's gonna come down to, is trying to stop Giannis. And God, stupid ESPN keeps playing ads in my ears. I'm trying to look at this game. But nobody can stop Giannis in New York, right? I mean, Jalen Brunson is good, but he's not going to be able to guard 6'10" Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. I could see Giannis going out there and proving that he is still the best player in all of the NBA on Christmas Day in prime time, and trying to make a statement.
Yeah, no, I think that the Bucks probably win this one. I don't know about easily. They're a 3.5 point favorite right now. So I think the Bucks get it done. This is one of those. This is probably what the worst of the games on Christmas for the NBA.
I think the worst game is the next one. 1:30, the Warriors Nuggets. On just off of those two names alone, it looks like a great game. I don't think the Warriors are that good. It's the issue. Draymond Green still not back for this team. So who is going to try to go down there and man up Jokic? Nobody. Klay Thompson is just a shell of himself. I get that he is you leave him open, he's going to knock down a three, but let's face it, what made Klay Thompson so special is that he could lock down the best player on the other team, and Klay Thompson's not doing that anymore. Steph Curry can't do that to Jamal Murray. I think the Nuggets Warriors game is going to be the worst game out of all of them. And you look at the spreads, I mean, that's the biggest spreads, -6.5 for Denver. I think the Nuggets are going to win this game. Maybe Steph shows up. I think it'll take a Steph Curry 50 burger for the Warriors to have a chance. But outside of that, I don't see how the Warriors win this game.
Yeah, and going back for the Warriors, back to that, it was the game right before the in-season tournament started. They played in Oklahoma City. The Thunder beat them there. They lost 6 in a row, or 5 in a row after that game to make it 6 in a row, and they've only won 3 games since then on a 2-game winning streak right now. Actually, I might be having this wrong. I might be looking from the bottom down. Yeah, I'm looking the wrong way. So they're actually on a 5-game winning streak, if I can get it right. I was looking back down towards the bottom. But they did go on a mini 3-game losing streak, then won 5 in a row. So they're playing a lot better right now. They've beat the Celtics. So I don't know, man. This Warriors team they're old. Yeah, they're old, and it shows, especially with Klay. I think Steph is still playing pretty good right now. I think he dropped almost 30 last night in their game there. But they're just an up and down team, close to a 500 record. So, but yeah, I mean, they've won 5 in a row, so they're playing a lot better right now. So.
Yeah, but you win 5 in a row, then you go up against the champions at home. It's a little harder than in my opinion. But let's not act like
real quick. Let's not act like the Nuggets are just lighting the NBA on fire right now.
I mean, they're on a 4-game winning streak. They've won 3, 4, 7 of their last 8. I think is what this is. Their only loss coming to Oklahoma City. In that 118,
and that might be why my judgment is skewed on all this because
the last time they lost, they lost. Yeah, I mean, they won 7 of the last 8. They've lost by 1 in Oklahoma City. It's not like they got blown out or anything. So it's going to be it just comes down to Kayvon Looney. I don't know how you say his name. And it'll be coming down to
Kevin Looney, isn't it? Not?
Is it Kevin? I thought it was an Owen. I thought it was Kevon Looney.
Who knows?
Anyways, So the next game on the docket, Celtics Lakers. We got to see Los Angeles in action last night here in Oklahoma City, and that Lakers team showed up to play. I know that it was a 9-point game at the end. LA tried to let it slip towards the end of that game, but I mean the Lakers were in total control. The Lakers dominated that game whenever they wanted to, whenever they showed up to play. You know, they came in and they said it's a must win in Oklahoma City last night, and they showed up acting like it's a must win, and now they're going. Or they get to go back home, and Boston goes to LA. Of course, they had to put this game on Christmas Day. Hopefully, they wear some color jerseys. I think that'd be a lot of fun. The green versus the yellow, right, or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah. At 4:00, it'll be the primetime game. You know, I know 7:00 is technically prime time, but let's be honest, this is the game that everybody has circled.
No, it's the best NBA game of the whole entire day.
Yeah, exactly. And it depends on which Lakers team shows up, right? Are we going to get the Lakers team that showed up yesterday that wanted to care and win, or is Anthony Davis not going to play? You know what I mean? It's just going to be it's this Lakers team can be very good whenever they want to be, but I think Boston will win this game.
Yeah, I would probably roll with the Celtics, but the Lakers defense played great against the Thunder back. What would have been Saturday night. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. They changed up their lineup. They played a little bit better on defense against the Thunder. The Thunder didn't hit shots that they needed to, like some wide open threes. They just clanked around, didn't make. So, but yeah, that's the best game. The Celtics 22-6. You said they're the number one team in the Eastern Conference right now. The Lakers trying to fight up into the Western standings. So we shall see. That should be a very interesting game.
Now the technically prime time game, the 76ers Miami Heat at 7:00 is going to follow that Lakers Celtics game. Joel Embiid, I mean, racking up the points. He's got to be up there in the MVP conversation, probably the MVP favorite.
Well, right now they did a little straw poll. He's by far the leader in the clubhouse right now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, 35 points, 12 rebounds a game this year, and throw on 6 assists as well. But I got to be honest, I hate watching Joel Embiid playing basketball. I really do. I mean, he's a 7'1" monster of a man that it's the softest player you've ever seen. I mean, he's everything.
Hang on, have you watched Luka Doncic play before?
Okay, yeah, I get that, but Luka's at least 6'3", 6'4", looks like a normal man out there. You can tell Embiid is a much bigger man than everybody out there, and he just flops. That's what I hate. He's everything that the old people who hate basketball say what basketball is. I mean, he's exactly it. If you ever run into, a football player that's always like, I wouldn't want to play basketball. The guys that like to make the jokes that says, the Oklahoma drill has made more basketball players than anything else. Those guys that like to make that joke. I mean, that is exactly what Joel Embiid is. So I hate watching Joel Embiid play basketball. I'm probably not going to watch much of this game at all because I do hate Joel Embiid play. I hate watching him play basketball. And then it comes down to the Heat. With the Heat, is Jimmy Butler going to play? I mean, Jimmy Butler sits out more games than most superstars than you've ever seen. So is Jimmy Butler going to play? If Butler plays, then they have a chance.
Well, and the whole NBA thing with the primetime games where you can get fined for resting players, he'll play. I mean, if he's not hurt or anything, that he'll play in a Christmas Day game. But I still think the Sixers get it done. They're 1.5 point favorite right now. That one being played in Miami. By the way, I can think of worse places to spend Christmas than in Miami.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, all right, and then the last game. Phoenix, Dallas, in Phoenix minus 5.5. I can't believe that line's so high. Because these two teams, it feels like an old school rivalry, right? I mean, two teams that see each other in the playoffs every year. It feels like, Devin Booker and Luka hate each other. I don't think we're gonna get Bradley Beal in this game.
I don't know if Kyrie is good to go yet either. So.
Okay. So yeah, it'll be Luka, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker in this game. And but every time Luka plays the Suns, ever since they played in that playoff series and Devin Booker was a jerk to him, Luka just has this revenge thing against Phoenix. And that Luka's going to go out there and he's going to shoot it 30 times, which is going to make exciting TV because the superstar is actually going to shoot the ball and it'll be a lot of fun to watch. I think This game has all the potential to be, what is the over-under? The over-under is 235. This game has all the potential to be, a 250, 260 type of ball game.
Yeah, and Luka's going to score 50, have a triple-double, and the Mavs are going to lose by about 10. It's going to be great.
Yeah, you just want that for your friend.
Yeah, no, I had to throw that in for him because we're constantly arguing about the Mavericks. So
it'll be interesting whenever the Mavericks and the Thunder play each other in the playoff series. I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to be in your household.
No, yeah. Look, I school him in basketball all the time. So and he said he'll be watching the tape and he'll let me know what he thinks. But let's move on to the NFL action, which personally I'll be paying more attention to today. So coming up at noon, the Raiders are in Kansas City to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Raiders coming off I think they scored about 500 points in their last game against the Los Angeles Chargers, and won that one, obviously, which again, goal accomplished there in Los Angeles after that game. So what do you guys think about the Raiders and the Chiefs? The Raiders 6-8, the Chiefs 9-5. Chiefs 4-3 at home, Raiders 1-5 on the road. So that right there would tell me, obviously, I don't think the Raiders have any competition to the Chiefs. Chiefs are 10.5 point favorites, so Vegas thinks the same. But I would go heavy on the Chiefs in this game.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, you have the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they actually have a shot for the number 1 seed, depending on how the night game on Monday goes. With Baltimore, if Baltimore keeps dropping, Baltimore drops a couple, Kansas City could actually be the number 1 seed. Kansas City is going to want to go out there and they want to put style points up. I'm sure they've heard everybody say that they're not as good as they used to be. They're not the favorites. Kansas City's behind Baltimore, behind San Francisco, and maybe even the Cowboys and the Eagles. Kansas City's not even a top 5 team in the NFL. Now they get to go out there on Christmas Day, being the only NFL game on, and I think they're going to try to go out there and they're going to run up the score on the Raiders, who aren't very good.
And then, the Chiefs had 3 winnable games in a row, so that definitely is still because they play the Raiders today, and then the Bengals next week, and then the Chargers after that. So that should be 3 wins in a row right there for the Chiefs in that one. Does Mustache Boy do anything for you for the Raiders? Aiden O'Connell?
No. They need to draft a quarterback. They're winning too many games is the issue because they're not in a position to draft a really good quarterback.
Yeah, but between the mustache and the haircut for the owner there in Vegas, they got quite the ensemble going on there. It's great television for the folks in Las Vegas. The next game coming up today at 3:30 Central Time. It's a NFC Beast rivalry game. Got the Giants in Philadelphia to take on the Eagles at the Link. The Eagles 13.5 points favorites in this one. They're 5-1 at home, obviously coming off the loss. Who was it last week that they lost to? I'm blanking.
They lost to the Cowboys. No, I'm sorry, not the Cowboys. The Saints.
Yeah, the Saints. So they tough times going on now in Philadelphia. People want everyone fired. They want they're questioning Jalen Hurts. Now they lost to the Seahawks last week.
My bad. I thought you asked about the Giants.
No, you're good. Yeah, lost to the Seahawks last week. Did the Eagles? Because that was Drew Lock putting on the jacket and all that. But tough times in Philadelphia right now. Everyone hates Jalen Hurts. Well, not hates, but they're questioning Jalen Hurts. They hate the defensive backs. They wrote their names on damn trash cans and put them out there. So tough times there. They switch up their defensive coordinator. All that being said, they should handle Tommy DeVito and the Giants just fine.
Yeah, I mean, they should, right? Everything tells you that they should. But if I was betting this game, I would take the points. 13.5 points in the NFL game is a lot of points. I understand they're playing at home and everything, but Tommy DeVito, the Giants before last week when they did lose to the Saints, they had won 3 in a row. They beat the Commanders, Patriots, Packers. And I understand the first 2 teams there aren't any good, but the Packers are right there on the cusp of being in the playoffs. So Tommy DeVito, he plays, he doesn't make the dumb plays, right? And I feel like if the Eagles keep messing around and they like to throw up these deep ball interceptions or fumble in the red zone, I mean, the Giants could take advantage of that. The Giants are a well-coached team. They've got Tommy DeVito playing decent football. He's not playing with like lights out. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Tommy DeVito's a franchise guy, but he's playing decent football. He's playing smart football. Exactly. Yeah. And so
He's Italian.
exactly. So if the Eagles mess around, and they turn the ball over a couple of times in the red zone, I think the Giants could pull off the upset. I'd take the 13.5, and I'm not saying that the Eagles are going to lose. I'm not predicting that. I wouldn't take the money line. I would take 13.5 points. But the Eagles are also very turnover prone, and if they don't fix that, the Giants could sneak up and get them.
No, absolutely. The Eagles are definitely going to win, but probably not by 13.5. Absolutely not.
Well, for the sake of my friend and then Sam Humphries as well, we better hope that the Eagles win this one, or all the Eagles fans might just melt down this afternoon. The last game on the docket for the NFL is going to be the Ravens taking on the 49ers. And out of all the action on today, this right here is the single best game out of the NBA and the NFL combined. I know the NBA or the Christmas day is supposed to be the NBA's day. Not today. This is the NFL's day. This game is probably one of the best games of the season so far, with the Ravens in Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. The Niners right now, pretty crazy is this line. They're 6.5-point favorites over the Ravens, both the one seeds in each conference going up against each other in this one. And for me, Q-Tip, this one is solely on, can Lamar Jackson get it done?
Yeah, I mean, can Lamar Jackson get it done? Can the defense make a couple stops? The defense has been a little iffy. They haven't been the greatest for the Ravens. They've been playing better here the last couple of weeks, but I think they blew a lead to Cleveland just a few weeks ago, and they definitely should be in a better position with that Browns loss. Yeah, 33-31. But anyways, I think this comes down to whoever wins this game. You could say that the quarterback of whoever wins this game is going to be the MVP of the league, right? I mean, Lamar Jackson's been playing really good football. If the Ravens have the number one seed in all of football, how can you and he beats Brock Purdy at home? How can you not give Lamar Jackson the MVP award and over Brock Purdy? And I get Brock Purdy's the better story. Lamar already has one. I don't care about any of that. This is the best game of the year so far. This could be a Super Bowl preview, right? I mean, we could see these two teams in February going up against each other. What was that, in Vegas, I think? It's such a good game. It's such a great football game. I mean, what a matchup that the NFL put on Christmas Day, and both of these teams have lived up to the expectations that were put on them in the offseason. And now we're going to get the two best teams in all of football going up against each other. The number one seed in the AFC, the number one seed in the NFC, going up against each other on Monday Night Football, 7:15 at night. Yeah, I'm so excited for this game. I can't contain myself. And I know that whenever we get there, I have a couple of daily fantasy lineups that are going to be heavily relying on this game. I've already put them together. I'm in a couple of tournaments where I have Christian McCaffrey. So I'm going to be on pins and needles for this game. I mean, there's a couple of games that I'm going to be watching really closely. The Cowboys-Dolphins game that was on yesterday. I'm watching that one closely this weekend, and then this one that is going to be the best game of the year.
Now, do you
Q-Tip
think
is not excited at all about Christmas? He's
Yeah.
he's gonna wake up like a kid on Christmas morning to watch this game.
Yeah. Perfect. Do you think that Adam Silver, once he found out that Roger Goodell put the Ravens and 49ers on the schedule for Christmas Day, he walked down the street to the NFL headquarters and just said, "What the hell, man"?
I'm surprised Adam Silver hasn't had a murder controversy come up or something and putting that guy in 7:15, at the 7 o'clock game in that 76ers Heat game. He's going to do something dramatic and to get the eyes on the game. Maybe they'll try to that game's on. I guess they're both going to be on ESPN or ABC, huh? So
yeah,
maybe they're going to try to have another high speed chase where you got to turn into the NBA game. like OJ, another OJ chase going on. But I mean, I'm surprised Adam Silver and his marketing ways. If David Stern was there, David Stern would have for sure like pulled Magic Johnson out of retirement or something and put him in the game.
Said Michael, you got to come play at least one more game for
exactly.
Us.
Michael,
something going on, yeah.
They retired your number in Miami, and you never played in Miami, so you got to play at least one game.
Yeah,
and so you better suit your ass up.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But that is all the NFL action for today, and we've got a little fun segment now planned. It's basically what do you want to give your team for Christmas? Out of all the teams that you cheer for, what do you want to give them for Christmas? And Kylie, I'll let you start us off.
How many of these are we doing? Are we going around?
We'll do three. Yeah, we'll do three here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Three. Okay. Let's see. Let's just kick it off with I think OU needs a good place kicker. I'm gonna bring so that is my Christmas gift to them. If I were Santa, I'm gonna be dropping one off right there for them.
Yeah,
I can't argue too
Merry
much
Christmas.
with that. Yeah, that is. I think all the Sooner fans out there agree that the Sooners need a kicker. They did not have one, and that cost them in some spots this year. I know they do have a pretty outstanding kicker coming in next year. By the way, shout out Moore Lions from Moore High School. The OG will be hopefully kicking field goals for the Sooners next year.
Go ahead, Preston.
So my number one, and look, this all revolves around how bad my teams have been over the last year. The number one that I guess number three for me will be a starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals who is younger than the age of 30. That is what they need. They need a good starting pitcher that's under the age of 30, because right now they've got a bunch of old men who are have AARP on speed dial at the moment, and it's just not good. Huh?
Adam Wainwright doesn't do it for you?
No, he's gone and retired. He's a legend.
He retired last year, right? Or 2 years ago?
After this last season, he just retired. So, yeah, by the way, I mean, he has more World Series appearances and championships than anyone that you can think of, Q-Tip. So let's not trash on
I'm not trashing him. I'm not trashing him. I just said he doesn't do it for you anymore.
No, a 50-year-old starting pitcher in the MLB just does not do it for me, right? I wanted one of the Japanese guys because they're studs right now, but unfortunately, they just don't want to spend any money in St. Louis right now.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, all the money is in LA. Like that's where every single penny of the MLB is in LA. My number three is going to be an aggressive general manager for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Look, I get that everybody's saying play the slow game. This team, they're not there yet. To hell with all that. They're the 2 seed in the Western Conference on Christmas Day. Okay, what are we doing? All right, we have 1 million draft picks. It's not going to do us any good to own the 2030 draft. All right, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be retired by then. No, let's do it. Let's do what we should have done whenever we had Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and let's go trade for a big man, not name Kendrick Perkins. Okay, can we go trade for a guy that can?
Well, let's not forget they tried to get Tyson Chandler, but he just didn't clear his physical.
Let's go get a guy that's versatile. Let's go get a guy that fits this team. If I was Sam Presti, what I would do is I would give Mark Dagnall a Christmas gift of 6 draft picks. I would say you have 6 draft picks. You call other general managers and you work out a trade. Okay,
you're making Mark do more work now.
Yes, I'm making I'm making him work. Okay, look, he's got 2 infants. He doesn't got to do a whole lot of Christmas shopping. Okay, or maybe it's just one. Anyway, he just has little babies, right? What are they going to remember this Christmas for? You know what
those aren't extra work or anything like that.
You know what they'll remember? They'll remember their dad winning a title. Okay, that's what they'll remember. They'll remember the dynasty that Mark Dagnall built. So, Sam, if you're listening, and I know you are, please go make your move. Okay? Please, let's go dye the river blue. Sam, please.
Yeah, let's get that canal a nice thunder blue, so whenever I jump in, I come out looking like the Blue Man Group.
Exactly. I'll shave my Sam, I'll shave my head so I look like a Blue Man Group member.
Oh.
Perfect.
Do it. What would we call him then?
Tim,
No, I'm gonna keep it with the Thunder. This one's not as aggressive as yours, but I would love to gift the Thunder sold out seating every time. Get some fans in that arena. I think they deserve it. I haven't been to a game this season, but I went to 2 last season, and I just felt like it's been pitiful for the last couple seasons, just with the fan base there. And I would love to see it more traction going there.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, the last couple of games, and of course I'm not there, but I can hear the crowd and back in studio, and it's been great crowds the last couple of games, and I know that's due to everyone being on Christmas break and stuff like that. It's a lot more
Lakers
convenient.
and Warriors being in town.
Well, and
Yeah.
the whole new arena thing passing too. I think
Yeah,
it's on people's
exactly.
minds,
And the
so-
team being the 2 seed, everyone is rejuvenated here in Oklahoma City after the last couple of years. And I think the year after COVID, when they didn't have anyone in the stands, that kind of hurt them as well. But the good thing there is that they were just a bad basketball team that year. So, but yeah, everything is getting back to their ways here in Oklahoma City. People going back to the games. But yeah, a butt to butt, shoulder to shoulder, few weeks in a row in the Paycom Center would be awesome. Especially
I just need some spirit in there. I want to hear some people like. I want to see Q-Tip shaving his head, painting his body blue.
Make the trade, Sam. Make the trade, and it'll happen. Make the trade, and I'll shave my head. If we trade for a good big man, hair's coming off.
Well, and I'll switch up my picks here just to keep it on the point for the Oklahoma City Thunder and their fans. How about a 7-foot finish lad by the name of Lauri Markkanen? I think that is what they want right now. I think that's what the Thunder fans want. I think that's kind of what the Thunder need. Now, will they go and do it? I don't know, but Merry Christmas, Thunder fans, because if I had a gift to give you all, I would give you a 7-foot fin.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna go to the NFL because I want to gift my Dallas Cowboys something. I want to gift them the gift of consistency. Please. Look, I enjoy the blowout wins. Okay, I do. Yeah, I beat the Giants down 40-0. Let's beat the Eagles down 31-13, 38-13, whatever the hell the final score was of that game. But please don't get blown out. I mean, it's such an emotional roller coaster, right? Like, just give me some consistency, please. Like, if you're going to lose competitively, lose and give me some hope. Not make me go into work on Monday morning and have to talk with all of my friends who just like to pick on me and the Cowboys and say, "Are you guys still them boys?" No, I want to be like, "Look, we lost a competitive game against a good football team. Not we got our ass kicked." Okay, like how am I supposed to defend you when you play like that in Buffalo? All right, I cannot do it. So please. Give us some consistency. That's the gift I'm giving you, right? And you can keep blowing people out. That's fine. If you want to blow them out 40-0, whatever. But if you're gonna lose by 7, lose by 10. Give me something, please, because I'm dying. I'm getting my ass kicked in the trenches at work, and whenever I'm trying to have your back, I can't.
You're just too easy to pick on, though.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
He gets all fired up, and then they're like, "Yeah, poke the bear again." It's all the Cowboys' fault.
It is.
Oh man.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah. What's your final gift to give out here, Santa Kylie?
Let's see. We're probably gonna have to do another OU one here, but I'm trying to decide what I want to give. Honestly, I just want to give OU less 11 a.m. kickoffs. I want to give it for them. I want to give it for us. I want to give it for the fan base as a whole. No more 11 a.m. kickoffs, or less of them, please. For the love of God.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah, and the good thing is I don't think you have to worry about that too much longer with the Sooners making the move over to the SEC. My final gift, we're going to head about, hour 20 north of where I'm at here in Moore. We're going to head to the town of Stillwater, Oklahoma, and we're going to swing by Mike Gundy's house because I have a gift for him, and that is the energy to recruit and to recruit the transfer portal, because Mike Gundy You have a massive shot coming up here with Texas and Oklahoma leaving the Big 12. You have the chance to run the Big 12 for the next however long you want to be the head coach at Oklahoma State, because Lord knows they're not going to fire you there. So let's start recruiting. Let's start getting the Pokes nice and beefed up and playing some good footballs, and let's make a playoff, Mike Gundy. So I will give you renewed energy of my 28-year-old self, and we'll go out, hit the recruiting trail, get you some 4 stars. Hell, if I could give you a 5-star, I'd give you a 5-star, but I don't know if that's possible in Stillwater these days.
When Duke is out recruiting you for a quarterback out of the University of Texas, you gotta do something.
You're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, we gotta do something. And maybe it's money, but I just feel like Duke's football NIL budget isn't much higher, or if it is higher than Oklahoma State's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. And the thing is, I mean, Stillwater's not a bad town, guys. I think we've all been there. We've all spent some time there, and still, it's not a terrible town, right? So, is it in the middle of nowhere? Yeah, but there's still things to do there in Stillwater. It's very much feels like the quintessential small college town, right?
Yeah,
there's always
really nice for sure.
Yeah, there's bars, stuff like that to do there that all the 21-year-old kids like to do. So
and you can go pet a longhorn.
Yeah, and become viral.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, come on, Mike, you got to get it done. You got to get the Pokes to be a perennial, powerhouse in the Big 12, which already are going to be probably, I think, one of the best programs in the Big 12. But you got to cement that legacy and start recruiting. Gets top 25 is very attainable for Oklahoma State when it comes to recruiting classes, and they're just not right now.
yeah, I mean, you got to finish in the top half of the Big 12 at least, right?
Yeah.
What were they, 9th, I think, and then whenever the rankings came out? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. All right, my trip's gonna be much shorter, okay? Because I'm gonna go on a team that we're all on, all right? And it's this team of the state of Oklahoma, okay? I'm gonna speak. Look, I'm gonna give the gift of patience to the state capital, and what I'm talking about here is let's get sports gambling legalized. All right, look,
for real.
look, we're playing on these offshore websites, on these websites that are legal here, that are giving us terrible odds. All right, look, why am I having to pick 4 touchdown scorers and only get paid $60 whenever I can be paid $200, right? So I'm going to go to the Capitol and I'm going to gift wrap patience, and I'm going to put it in the middle of the table between the tribes and our governor. And I'm going to be like, let's work something out. All right, because why the hell is Kansas up there? Okay, and we can go to Kansas and sports gamble, but we can't do it here. Look, and if we want to, I know we're big on the Bible. All right, so I'm going to bring up the story of David and Goliath. All right, you want to teach people the story of David and Goliath? You teach them how to sports bet, because if you smash an underdog, all right, and that underdog money line cashes, everybody will know David versus Goliath. So I'm coming straight out of the guy that was born today. Okay. Yeah. That book that he wrote, we're talking about that book now. I know that's what the governor loves. All right. I know we want to talk about the birthday today. Okay. So David versus Goliath. Okay. That's what we look at. That's what we're looking at you, Kevin. Kevin, you're David. All right.
David versus Goliath.
Yeah. Who knew we would have got some quotes from the good book from Q-Tip today.
I'm full of it. I'm full of surprises, guys. I'm full of surprises. But yeah, all right. That'll do it for us today. Short and sweet Christmas episode. We had to end it with talking about the good book. Happy birthday, Jesus. And Merry Christmas to you all. That'll do it for 3 is Company. At Q-Tip 47, at Preston Pool 405, and at Kylie Osborne is where you can follow us on Twitter. Until next time.